Hello all, Shadwell here, ready to talk about the next film in my collection, Fast X from 2023. It's directed by Louis Leterrier and stars Vin Diesel and Jason Momoa. Well, we're finally out of the Fast and the Furious collection and back into the larger collection, but we're still in the Fast and the Furious territory with this 10th installment. That's right, they did 10. And at least are doing one more. First off, the title. I'll give it a B, I guess. It's not like Fast 5 because it's written as Fast X, the X standing in for the 10. I don't know, it just doesn't irk me the way that Fast 5 did. And now I'm going to have to give you a huge spoiler in order to review this film. Well, I guess it's not a huge spoiler as the promotional material hinted at it by saying things like, "The end of the road begins," which I had forgotten the tagline before I watched the film just now. In case that wasn't enough, yes, this is part 1 of a 2-part installment. And it ends on a pretty fucking huge cliffhanger, might I add. I will admit that when I got to the end of this movie, I was pleased that they got me. However, what I wasn't pleased with was looking online and finding out the planned sequel isn't to be released until 2026, which is so far away. But they did it right, not like the latest Mission Impossible film that had right in its title. It was just the first in a 2-part series. However, is Fast X any good? It's goddamn ridiculous, that is for sure. So many explosions and so many impossible situations that I was nearly on the verge of laughing at several times. But I turned my brain off at the beginning, and so I was able to, instead of laughing, be on the edge of my seat. I just went with it. Regardless of how silly it got, I just bought into it. And you know what? It was a fun ride. Especially Jason Momoa as the villain. Even if this isn't your idea of a good film, Jason Momoa's electric bad guy makes the film more than worth the watch. And with the promise of a return of a certain someone in the next installment, I am excited for 2026. You know, forever from now. Wish I had knew that before I watched this film. I may have just held off for another 6 months. Anyway, it's stupid for sure, but Jason Momoa is worth the price of admission alone, and so I'll give Fast X a grade of B, and move on tomorrow to our final The Fast and the Furious film, a spin-off featuring Jason Statham, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, and Idris Elba. 3 things I'm certainly not going to complain about. The film is The Fast and the Furious presents Hobbs and Shaw, and it's tomorrow. See y'all then.